We are here with Ousmane Ndiaye. You are Director General of ACMAD. Wonderful to have you here on our broadcast.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So you've been leading efforts to develop heatwave early warning systems in West Africa. So what innovations are the most needed to scale these systems?
Thanks very much. Heat wave affect many areas and very big areas in Africa. So really reaching many people is very important. In terms of technology, innovation is very important for us. We are using AI, for example, to ensure that we are making forecasts and being able to have many other parameters that matters for heat wave. Of course, we need to ensure that we have the digital technology needed also to ensure people can integrate and make a decision. Communication is very important. How to ensure that this heat wave early warning reach population is very important for us. So basically, using technology, AI, using also digital technology like phone, application, and others are also very relevant.
Thank you. So you've worked extensively on co-producing climate information with farmers and also fishers. What do these climate services look like in practice?
In practice, very important. For farmers, is loss of assets. For example, if the season was dry and they plant a crop that cannot have the water that needs, is really a loss for them. And they are very vulnerable people, small farm holders, that's a very pity for them. And recovering is very difficult. So having this climate information allows them to plan ahead. What kind of variety of crops they will plant? When is the best date of planting? When to put fertilizer? When to apply, pesticide? All those things, even harvesting and storage is important. So it's really important for them. And it's rain-fed, generally in Africa. For fishermen, it's more than that. It's a matter of life. Sometimes they go to sea. The sea is very rough, and they cannot make it, unfortunately, because most of them use, some kind of ships that are cannot resist with big swell. So that's really the problem. So using climate information allows them for an early warning system to say, don't go for the sea this time because, the sea will be rough in a couple of days. For farmers, this is the best strategy, and you can save assets and, save your life and save everything. So it's very critical in Africa for those populations.
This is really remarkable. Fantastic what you're telling us here. So I'd also like to ask, how can African countries collaborate to make sure that these systems are really implemented? And also, how could you work to strengthen resilience even more in the face of climate change using these techniques?
Yeah. The first question, collaboration, is very important because the hazards, climate hazards that happen are the same. Flooding, bushfire, heat wave, you name it, all those things are quite the same. So any African country is facing the same issue. Now, what we need to do is a collaborative effort. Learn about best practices and ensure that we are not doing the same thing and you can avoid things. So that's why the center like ours is meaning. Because we are sitting at the continental level, we can look at the best practice, what is done well here, what is the problem here, and not to duplicate the error and ensure that we are leveraging in terms of implementation. So we need to learn each other and have these regional bodies that take care of it. So that's what we are playing as a role in Africa. So it's very important collaboration. That's what the African countries should do and learn from each other. And we can learn also from the global south as well, the same thing. In terms of resilience, that's a long term. We need to ensure that in our planning, climate information is involved. Let's say heat wave, which is one big issue, and we call it silent killer because Africa seems to be hot anyway, but it's creating a lot of damage. So we need to do something. And the last report of IPCC is very clear. I mean, this evidence are there. We are going to the warmer and warmer climate. We need to do something.
And what kind of temperatures are we talking about?
We're talking about 2 degrees more in a couple of years. Remember in Paris, we are fighting to not get more than 1.5, and now last year we got 1.4. So we are sure we are closing 1.5.
I was thinking more in terms of temperatures right now. What are the hottest temperatures that you're facing already in Africa?
49, 50s sometimes, in some places, especially in the borders of desert. So it's really, really getting hot. It's not just 50s, 50s for many days, 50s more and more frequently. It's not a matter of having a number. It's more frequent and more intense. So we need to do something. So we think that to build resilience, we need to ensure that we know those numbers And when we build our planning, we put in a lot of things, in health plan, in infrastructure, in the way we live, in habitat, in everything we need to get there. So that's why we need really to incorporate that. That's why we are pushing more in their plan to ensure that we got in the national health plan. And then even better, we need for heat to have a national heat plan for each country. So we are pushing for that for countries. Like, hey, you need to look at your country, what you design things, ensuring everywhere that is need to be, heat is there. We are taking heat into consideration. And elderly people, children, pregnant women are really in problems in Africa. I was telling people that education system even. I remember when I was kids, the classroom was very, very hot. And we have to go at noon and go eat and come back in the sun. And things are getting hotter. So we need really to plan differently. So that's why it makes sense for our resilience to ensure that we are taking into consideration climate information. And we could do simple things. We can do some kind of ecosystem nature-based solution. Actually, us who are telling people you can do tree planting. We make a project and see that you can gain up to 4 degrees Celsius just because you are under shade and not under. So those kind of things. What kind of materials do you use? So all those things are important, and very little things we can do and to save life and reach betterment.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Ousmane, for joining us on We Don't Have Time and for your fantastic work.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.